priming. Anthony, what is priming?
Yeah, so priming is an idea that I came across recently from Bella Steak and Butter Gang and some of the coaches on her channel that sort of asked me what I thought about it, and sort of told me about it. The idea is that if you're just starting carnivore, that you just sort of eat sort of 3 meals a day, and you eat until you're full, like what is they call it, like Thanksgiving full each time.
Really
Just
full.
so you can, yeah, exactly. Just so you're really getting to a point where you're just like, yes, this is as much as I want and no more. But again, want is the key word in there. Don't force feed yourself anything. And you do that for 2 weeks. And what does that do? That allows you to, in my view, I was asked about it, like what I think of it. And what I think of it is that it can be helpful to really put that awareness of actually how much your body wants, because your hunger signals change so dramatically on a carnivore diet. And it's very, you just don't feel hungry in the traditional way. And I talk about this in a lot of videos, but when you're eating carbohydrates, that raises your insulin blocks leptin then is not able to reach your brain and tell your brain that you have a lot of fat stores and you don't need to eat anymore. And so your brain thinks, oh my God, I'm starving, I need to eat. And there's other things going on as well, but basically it just deranges your hunger signals. And so you constantly feel like you're starving. You're not starving. You are, you have more than enough energy. Like most people are overweight. They clearly have enough energy, and they're not starving. They're not going to die if they don't eat that day, or any day that month. But that's what they actually feel, and so it causes you to overeat. You don't get that same sensation on a carnivore diet, and so it's very easy to undereat. And I did that when I was in my 20s. I just never felt hungry. And I was just like, I know I'm not eating enough. I can't possibly eat enough, but I'm just not hungry. I don't know what the hell is going on. And, so that's the thing. You have to relearn your hunger signals. And so it's not something I've tried myself, but it is something that, some people have said, hey, this really helped me. And I think that it could help you, help gauge your hunger signals and make sure that you're eating enough, at least let you see like, okay, this is how much my body actually wants. One caveat with that is, sort of leading into sort of the low energy side of the discussion, is that after you eat, especially when you eat till you're full, this, signals your body to go into a rest and digest mode. You're like, at first your body's giving you a lot of energy because you need to go out, you need to make a kill, you need to go hunt, you need to go get energy, you need to go fight and work for your supper. Then you get your supper and you fill up, and your body goes, right, slow it down, calm down, conserve energy. Let's rebuild, repair, and not just throw away energy. So you can actually feel quite lethargic. This is why I tend to eat later in the day after I work out. I never train on a full stomach. And on the rare occasions that it just happens like that I end up eating before I work out, I have a terrible workout. I just don't. I'm just like, oh, yeah, exactly. So you want. For me, I always train on an empty stomach. I always play on an empty stomach. I always play hungry. That was it. I was just like, I had that killer instinct. I need to go, kill a mammoth, wrestle a bear, something like that. And like, that's sort of what I, mindset and biochemical state I wanted to be in. That's how I thought about it anyway. And then when you eat, you're sort of changing that. So just be mindful that, if you're eating, a lot throughout the day and you're eating big meals, that can make you a bit lethargic. So priming can help, tell you how much you're eating. You could do that otherwise. I sort of just try that in the evenings, just getting as much as you can eat and sort of testing it throughout the day. You could do that as well. And if it tastes good, then your body's asking for food. But I think that priming is very helpful for some people. And so it's just another, tool in the toolbox of something that you can think about if you think that you're not getting enough food and you're not eating enough.
Yeah, totally. I got to say, it's also really good for cravings. So if you feel like, cravings coming on, like a lot of people who do our challenge, they're coming off caffeine and they're coming off artificial sweeteners, and they can get some bad cravings. And I've found myself, when I'm sort of really craving something that I know I don't want to eat, if I then just go and load up on more meat or more eggs, or more water, lots of water, like it really does, it kills the cravings. And like obviously you can feel a bit uncomfortable when you overdo it on the meat, but that pales in comparison to overdoing it on carbs. Like being stuffed, Thanksgiving stuffed, like I'd argue that you feel like crap and you're super sleepy after Thanksgiving, mainly because you've eaten like shitload of potatoes and veggies and chips and all sorts of stuff and drinks. Obviously you do feel a bit stuffed and a bit full after a lot of meat, but it's just, in my experience, it's nowhere near as bad as when you've loaded up on carbs. Like, like when you eat like a massive bowl of pasta, like as a kid, I can remember doing that, like spaghetti bolognese, and you're just eating this huge thing of pasta, and then you're on the couch and your whole stomach is like swollen. Never as bad as that with meat.
No, I think the most full, like painfully full I've ever been, it was, I went to a place like the Spaghetti Factory in Seattle.
Oh man.
And it was like $7 for like as much pasta you could own. Like, that's crazy. And so I ate a lot of pasta, and which sucked because I went to like a house party after that. And it was like a bouncy house and like a hot tub and like all these different like things like that. And I'm just like, and I was just like, no, I can't do any of this shit. It just like, I was just a lump the rest of the night.
Yeah, it's brutal.
That was funny. But yeah, you're right. Like for the craving side of things, that's something that, Dr. Baker says is that, people say, well, how much should you eat? And he said, eat enough so that you don't have cravings, you don't have like carb cravings and sugar cravings. And I think that, that's something that when you have like carb and sugar cravings, sometimes that's just your brain saying, hey, you need energy, eat something, idiot, And so then that's something that it remembers. It just says, hey, carbs, quick energy, get it, get something. But so just think about that as, your body's been telling you that it's hungry and you haven't been seeing the signals. And now it's giving you, now it's sending out signal flares, and so it's just like, hey, get it done. And so fine, you're hungry, eat something, eat meat,